In this video, the wiper saga continues. I wish it wasn't continuing, but it does appear to be continuing here on my 1986 Citroen 2CV, but I've owned for over 20 years. So to save a bit of time, I've already whipped the motor out, as you can see. And I found what went wrong last time. This shouldn't happen. It should be attached to the motor. So I don't know if that bolt's just come loose, if it's stripped the thread, I don't know what's going on. But we'll take it to the workbench. Yeah, workbench. And have a look. I actually tied it up. With the working mechanism on the bench, you can kind of see the problem. But yeah, that shouldn't happen because that should be locked to the motor. But we've still got this issue where the linkage is going over centre and locking up. As it has just there. And I still don't know why that's happening. It's not happening on the other side. Is it that the frame is bent? I don't think it is that the frame is bent. I don't think it is bent. Is there too much play here? Here is the old linkage. Oh no, that's another bit of linkage. This is the linkage that was in Ellie. I think this is her original that I for some reason painted red. And it may be that this is actually a better bet. I don't know. But I'll have to swap the spindles over because these spindles are absolutely knackered. So I think some stripping is going to be in order first of all. I might strip the motor off, get all this off, and I might just plug this into the car just to make sure it is actually working before we go any further. I don't think you can get a complete wiper linkage. ECAS 2CV parts don't list one, but they do list a conversion kit for earlier 2CVs which had a different style, what they call a cheese grater wiper motor, much larger. But nonetheless, I'm going to proceed to tidy up that little washer with that plan, because frankly I don't have an awful lot of plans at the moment. But nonetheless, we need to start with a 10mm first of all to get the wiper motor off. So I'll go hunting for that. That didn't take long. No, the tools weren't back where they should be, but they're close enough. Yeah, that nut isn't entirely tight. It's a bit of a sod to get at, to be honest. So that's why that had started slipping. So there's that nut off there. We'll take the washer off as well. Pull the linkage off there and swing it out of the way. And we'll just go and plug in just to make sure that is actually turning when the wipers are turned on. So I think I'm now confident enough to start pulling everything apart again. And we'll start by pulling the spindles off here. I think I did miss a little thrust washer off that's meant to be on there between the plastic clips. We didn't do that last time. Hopefully we'll be alright this time. I think I need some tiny little pliers to try and coax those off. Well, here's one issue. I think possibly because the motor bound up, we've got play in this main joint here. I don't think that's meant to be there. We've got another linkage here, and yeah, there's much less play there. So I think that might well be one of the issues. That bush seems in better condition. I wonder if we can swap bushes over, because the bushes on this linkage here are very badly worn. Might end up trying to make one good linkage out of two here. Let's look at this one here and see if we've got any play in the bushes there. Yeah, there's a little bit there. I think this linkage might actually be better than what I've just taken off. So I think what I'm going to do is swap the spindles over and the motor from this one to this one. I've got to undo these big nuts, and then I think it should just slide the spindle off. So we'll see if that happens. Also need to strip the linkage off that one. So let's try and keep our linkages in the right order. That's what we think is a good linkage apart from that centre bush. So that's the one that's come off. We'll put that over here for now. This is a better linkage, but with really bad wear in these end bushes. So we'll put that over there as well. And we should just try and work with these two. So stage one, get these spindles off, because these spindles have been rebuilt by my friend Colin. So there is very little play there compared to the awfully large amount of play there. Big spanner, and they're off. It does look very bent around here. I think that might be part of the problem, so we'll remove the motor next. There we go, that's the motor off. That plate, yeah, I wonder if that is the cause of the problems. We'll find out. That can go in the scrap wiper pile, which is growing enormous. And now we must remove this linkage from this mechanism. So removing these tiny little clips. And a little frost washer there. Add that to my frost washer collection up there. Really difficult to put down a greasy one. Yeah, it doesn't look too worn. So that's good. Maybe we can use this linkage on the new spindles and everything will be good. Right, get the other little washer off. Oh, that one seems to have a bit more play in it. That might be problematic. Oh no, it's better. So this is a better linkage. This can only be a good thing. Looks like I might even have greased this at some point. Remarkable. Right, now we need to take these worn spindles off. So that means cracking off this big nut, as I did on the other one, off camera. Oh good, they're not even too tight. And this one just slides out, I think. There we go. I hope this solves it, because I've been battling wiper issues on Ellie for a good few years now. There we go, that's that spindle in place. Now we do the other one, and we screw the nut on. So far so fascinating, eh? Just while I'm doing this, I better talk a bit about the exhaust bodgery, because I know that's upset people. Why wouldn't you just take the manifold off again? Time was the main one. I just wanted to get the car back together again and go and do that post run in it. And the thing is, I can improve that bodge. When I mentioned on the 2CVs and Friends Facebook group that I set up a very long time ago that this had happened, one chap says, and he's a specialist friend of mine, he knows what he's on about, said a customer's car had just had a bit of aluminium can and exhaust paste put over the hole with a couple of hose clips. I've kind of done that, but I think my bodge is so I might reinforce it with a bit of drinks can to try and ape that repair. He said that repair's lasted 3 years so far. The thing is, because those threads are so delicate where the inlet manifold goes into the head, I am loath to take the manifold off again if I can avoid it. And I should have gone for the bodge in the first place, but like I say, I'd already got the manifold off by the time I read that comment. So there's something to be said for going, oh, this is the problem, and walking away, perhaps. But there we go, that's what happened. By the way, I got 2 lights going on today, so I hope the illumination's getting better. I'm always striving to improve my videos, and always hoping I don't make quite such an idiot of myself as well. So let's see if I can reclaim some kudos with this 2CV wiper motor, which we need to bolt back in. So bolt the actual motor back on. There don't seem to be any washers for these bolts. So bolting the motor back in. Now we can get the linkage back on. Yeah, I've got to get Ellie back on the road because 10th of January, COVID permitting, we're meant to be taking her on a rather gentle track day. It's not a full blat. It is they say it's a kind of a gentle exploration. Take your own car on a racetrack. I'm not saying which track until we've done it. But it should be fun, should be a chance to catch up with some 2CV friends and have a socially distanced chat. So I'm really looking forward to it. Right, let's get you back to a place where you can actually see what's going on. So here we are, got the motor back on. Now it's time to get the linkage in. And remember which way around the linkage goes. Probably not that way by the look of it. Yeah, that looks kind of likely, doesn't it? Lube these things up now while you've got access, and that's not a bad shape, so let's do a bit of that. A nice little bit of grease around there. Could use a bit more on reassembly, I guess, but you don't want to go too crazy with the grease. Okay, let's see where we are. I don't know where the wipers are. I've replugged the park switch in. Oh. I've put the motor in the wrong place. So the wipers are parking over this way. Which wouldn't be a problem if I had any straight wiper arms. But I've got the cranked Continental left-hand drive wiper arms because I think they look better. I know the wipers are parked over here. It's not where they should be. But I somehow suspect I won't be using the park mechanism anyway. We'll lube up the windscreen this time, I think. There we go. So yeah, I've got the park position wrong, but I'm going to deal with that by pulling off this little white wire here. And then I can stop them wherever I like. Perfect. I think that's probably going to do, but yeah, they feel a lot tighter now. I think that lanky generally feels better. I'm just going to fire her up, so bear with. Oh dear, Ellie. Come on, grumble bum. I want to test the wipers at full volts. I give this one a tug. Oh, it will still go over centre. Why is that still going over centre? I've changed everything. We now changed the metal bracket. We've changed the linkage. I'm starting to wonder what on earth else there is I can test. Well, the wipers are off. I'm going to see if I can bodge it. So I can, if I just put something in, a block or something, anything, to stop it going over centre, hopefully that will do the job. A physical deterrent, if you will. Right, I've stopped the wiper at the far extreme position, and you can see how close this is to going over centre still. So my thought is, if I can place a rubber block or something there, will it just stop it going over centre? Yeah, okay, so we're in a different place on the motor for parking, but we've still got extreme lowness there. It's almost like this arm just isn't long enough. I don't fully understand what's going on, if I'm entirely honest. It's very strange. I've never had anything like this. In all my years of 2CVing, I've never had the wipers go this wrong. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill a hole up here and just put something in, even if it's just a bolt. Just so there's something that will stop it going that little bit too far, I hope. Okay, plan B has been improvised, which is a bit of heater hose clamped in with a cable tie. I'm hoping that'll still fit and won't get in the way too much. And we can still have a wiper assembly fitted to a 2CV that won't go over centre. So let's give that a go. So on UK market 2CVs, originally the wipers were a straight arm and they parked right in front of the driver. Although that change came in the early 80s, I think. I think the 70s ones had the wipers like this. They realised it didn't sweep this corner of the windscreen very well. And it's true, they don't, but these look better, so I use these. And by the time you've factored in a bit of play in old wiper mechanisms, it clears the windscreen well enough. I think we're ready for a test. Make sure my rubber hose isn't getting in the way. Ignition on, screen wash, apply. One of my washer jets is not very good. Does sound a little clunky. That's a little worrying. Maybe I should have checked that for clearance before actually bolting all this in. Might have been wise. Yeah, it is contacting my rubber a bit, but nonetheless, if I apply more screen wash, stop the wipers here. I actually need to repark these slightly. Will it now go over centre? No, it won't, because it's been blocked by a bit of rubber. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And let's just park them up again. There we go. We'll see how that goes, I think. We've got wipers. It is going to rub on that rubber, but it's metal on rubber, so the rubber's going to lose. So I think I'm tempted to say that'll do for now. We'll see how that goes in a future test when we actually have some nice enough weather to go out for a drive in Ellie. Hopefully it'll be nice in early January when we go for our drive, but we'll just have to wait and see. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in a future video. Farewell. Oh, that's well professional. Thanks, Ellie. Scared the bejesus out of me.